Hello folks, welcome to another episode of the Star Citizen Report. A lot of news coming out of Gamescom here, a lot of videos, a lot of pictures to show. Quite a bit of good stuff that we can cover for you. So, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Thamin. Right next to me, Arlia. Alright. And then Whoop and Yo,
Hey, everybody.
who's joined new status as a dad, so hopefully he got enough sleep.
There's an achievement for that, right?
And down in the corner here, got Iron Bear.
Hey.
Alrighty. So, welcome, join us all tonight. We have quite a bit of news, a lot of stuff on the Constellation, a lot of stuff coming new to Arena Commander. And like I say, I've got about more video footage than I've ever had for a show. So, we'll talk over parts of it. But, alright. Whoopin' you, I thought I'd kind of go into yours first because you had some really big last minute news right before the show.
Oh, the AMD thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so they did this program. I forget the name of it. Where you buy an AMD card. The newest one is their R9 series. It's going to be using the new Mantle system that they've been trying to get into Star Citizen, and part of it you get a free ship for the Star Citizen game when it goes live, and it's a modified version of the Mustang. It looks pretty cool. It's a pretty sweet paint job on the thing, but it's a racing Mustang, so that way you can fly alongside the 300i series and things like that, and the M50 if it can keep up. But it looks pretty cool.
Wow.
Yep, they mentioned it as part of a Never Settle Space Edition, but
There
you buy
you
an
go.
R9 series, they wanted to give you a game. And they mentioned until about September 30th or something.
I think that's when it goes live.
Okay.
That's when you can redeem it. You use like a gold ticket or something, a golden ticket, like Willy Wonka or something. But,
That is a really cool looking ship.
Yeah. I just thought it was pretty nice too, because with the 300s and the M50s out, everyone was like, is only Origin Systems making racers these days? Well, now we have one not made by Origin.
If you're willing to spend $300 on a video card, yeah. That was one of the their biggest selling points for the new cards.
It's time for a new video card anyway. You get a free ship with it.
I just got a new video card, man. Come on.
I know. I just bought a video card. Just built Joe's computer, but maybe I could convince her to upgrade my video card.
Well, that's what happened. I just upgraded my wife's. I got her GTX 960. It's pretty decent. So
Nice.
We've obviously all picked a bad time to upgrade. It's time for everyone to suddenly have problems with their video cards.
I don't like Radeon though. Why would I use an AMD when NVIDIA works perfectly fine? It's the way it's meant to be played. Come on.
So I'm just going to show you guys the constellations here, because the constellation variants, which we're going to be discussing, and we were doing some guessing last show about what we thought the different variants, what they were. Totally guessed wrong on the Phoenix. Don't think any of us got that one right.
Oh,
No.
I knew the answer, but I wasn't here.
Oh.
So you can't prove me wrong.
Can't prove you're right either. Come on.
The best ship of the bunch is the exploration ship, the Aquila.
You think so?
Yep.
I like it. I like it a lot. But the Phoenix does, it's got a hot tub. Every starship needs a hot tub.
And a piano.
Well, yeah, there is that piano. But don't you have to pay extra for it?
Yeah. You got to pay
Well,
for some jukebox thing.
it's also optional that you can get it extra.
Yeah.
Now, you can only get that Phoenix until the 25th of August, and they run out, which is 5,000 sold. However, they have not been selling so well as all the other ships, since they've only have 4,244 left.
I was going to say,
And only
last
2
I looked,
days.
it was less than 1,000.
Yeah,
Earlier, how many of those do you have?
0.
Really? Huh.
I have 3 constellations. 2 came with the Grand Admiral's package. One is the Andromeda, and then they added in the pleasure boat. That's what I think of it, and that's the Phoenix, and the other Constellation that I bought last year. I kind of figured they're going to have a variant, and I upgraded that one to the Aquila from the Andromeda, and I like it because it offers you the exploration vehicle. You could go down to that planet. You could kill those creatures that were running around.
You can run them over with the rover, dude.
Yeah. Well, you notice that the rover does have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But now the Phoenix has that reduced signature for the cargo, and I think that's going to be pretty cool because when you're smuggling your crates of weapons, that are labeled whatever you want to call them, and
we're just business people on a pleasure trip.
That's right, carrying crates full of babies, and so that's so nobody shoots them. But no, that reduced signature. I mean, that's a very interesting feature.
We're going to have to name one of the ships Chase.
No.
No,
thanks.
So yeah, you can get you can have that little smuggling space. So we guessed that one totally wrong. So the Andromeda was your basic. Now I thought it was interesting that the Taurus, which is the cargo constellation,
that's the workhorse. Yep.
So dedicated freighter, and they did say all of these have more cargo room than what was originally planned for the Constellation. But the Taurus was $150, and the base Constellation was $225. So that seemed to be the one ship that you could buy a cheaper copy of. It seemed like.
Well, it has less weapons.
You just load it up and go.
Yeah, I think it's a stripped down model, so you can modulate it or modularly equip whatever you want it to have modularly.
The package is only $200.
Increasing your word power by bear.
And if I don't know the word, I'll make one up, by golly.
Modularly.
They had the video, which I'll be showing in just a moment here, but that one concentrated on the Aquila, which is the Explorer.
It does look pretty cool. I don't have it in my hangar, so I'm interested to see how all three seats set up. So because you got the captain's chair, and then you got the driver and the communications, whatever. I'd like to see how well it fits.
The windows are better. It has that nice round look to it.
Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and play that here, and we're going to be able to talk to a little bit of it, and I'll explain why here in a moment. And they started Gamescom with this commercial of the Constellation. Now, at the moment, I'm muting the sound because they used the very popular tune, the 2001 Space Odyssey, for this part here. It opens up with aliens coming out, and they kind of mimic that movie, but the music like that is just going to give me problems with trying to put this show on YouTube. So
yeah,
but I'll give it pop in the rest of the volume here in a moment. We're going to see the Aquila come into view actually right about now.
That is a really cool looking ship.
Exiting interspace. Location unknown.
Everyone okay?
You notice that the creature had the actual real model before the concept.
That's part of the new first-person shooter part of the game.
Good. Cobbs, we got any
beat things with sticks.
No, sir. Scope is clear.
Keep looking.
Yeah, but we can't talk about that part of the show yet. We'll get to the first-person shooter part in a minute.
That much of it, right? But it is pretty cool to have a whole crewed out ship. I'm interested to see how well that works because they're probably going to suck at flying and shooting in the game. So.
Well, I hope the other positions on the ship, are useful. I hope it's not just chairs for people to sit in. I hope that by actually crewing it out, it gives you a better chance to do everything or something.
Well, I really hope that the command chair is like on Star Trek, where you sit there, you have a cup holder, and the people on port and starboard are actually flying the ship. And you're like, well, what do? You give us orders.
Okay.
Make it so.
I'm going to go more into that in a moment because I'm going to go back to dropping the sound here.
They remove on the exploration ship one of the turrets that gives you the sensor package.
The sensor package is pretty cool. I like that idea.
The fighters removed, so you have the exploration vehicle.
Mhm.
On the Andromeda package, you get a different, or is it the pleasure
It's the
boat?
Phoenix.
Yeah, the
The
Phoenix
Phoenix.
gives you a different type of fighter, so you have some protection. And
Yeah,
a
which
Get the
fighter
different,
was it?
and a
it's a new
Merlin?
one, a new concept one.
Mm,
It also
Oh yeah,
has the
the
rover.
P-72.
Hmm.
yeah. Archimedes fighter. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also get a Lynx
Now,
rover.
and
So
yeah,
you
we
get
hadn't
you get
seen that
both.
many. Oh,
Mhm.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying you get both. You get the rover and the fighter, but we haven't actually seen that fighter yet, have we?
Or the
Right,
rover.
it's no pictures. It has not been, quote, manufactured, unquote.
Or a working hot tub yet.
And you know, Memo is really missing this episode because the Constellation was the first one that drew him in. That's
Yes.
been his big ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what got me. That was the first ship I bought. I mean, I started off with the Rear Admiral package. I mean, that was man, that's been my dream is to have a ship where, I could have my friends in there, in the gunner's seats and
Mhm.
firing the turrets and drop somebody out the belly so they could go fly my, little fighter and stuff. I've been looking forward to this since I played, my
Mhm.
first space sim. So
Because
Now, we were discussing earlier, and I wasn't talking in the show, but they did say that, yeah, maximum efficiency, fill all those crew seats. They made it sound like the battle stations, so to speak, were a little interchangeable on some of the larger ships. Now, I think that only still gets to a point on the Constellation because you got the turret, you got that stuff going on. But it does sound like there can be a few different seats, as well as they mentioned that each of these can have an extra seat too that might be command or entertainment.
well, you have the table, then you have the rear cargo area.
Mhm.
Um, it's going to be interesting. I mean, you could put more people in the ship. It's just that the people that are sitting down are actually doing the work. Or you could cram them all in there like sardines. Make it like a
That's what the
clown
cargo
car.
room's for.
Yeah.
You just get the Avenger and throw 6 people in a cargo hold.
Now, here's a question. Can you put somebody in the vehicle while you're flying it? So as soon as you
Oh, the
come down,
rover?
yeah, you can do the thing out of Aliens where they do touchdown and bolt off and then keep on flying.
Comes out of the bottom, so somebody will at least put that in a book or a video, fan made video, something. Sounds cool. And I think that rover coming with some of these constellations was as much a big showstopper as the variants themselves.
Yeah.
And we didn't see a military variant. That's about the only one I would have guessed wrong right there.
The ship itself is a military vehicle when you look at it with all the weapons that it has. Um, but it really is a multi-purpose ship. Exploration, defense, transport. I mean, and paint it whatever you want to paint it, hopefully. Yeah, it's a beautiful ship.
And I'm showing you here they had a little fly around too that also kind of shows how different the insides are with the different models. I was really thinking, you know, for Gloriously or Steelheart, we need to get him a constellation with that hot tub and command module. Uh,
Doesn't
although
he already
he's
have a
got,
Caterpillar?
well, that's my other thing I'm thinking. The Caterpillar, that's also supposedly modular. So
Yeah.
he could laugh at it. He could say, I could extend from a hot tub up to an Olympic sized pool with this thing.
We probably want a strip room first.
Now, they also had those 10-inch Constellation models for sale. There were 2,500, and last I looked, there was over 800 left. That was a couple days ago, but so still quite a few of those around.
Get
They
them
look high
now.
quality. They look high quality but fragile. So
Yeah. And, some folks did criticize, maybe rightfully so, if they're only allowed to buy a limited number, Things like the shirts, which I didn't show this, hey. Got the Anvil Aerospace Hornet one here. Bear's wearing his special shirt. Yeah, that stuff will fly off the shelves. They kind of wondered maybe SIG should have checked who was willing to order the model before they released it. But I don't know, even for that price, I expect to see a lot more, get sold.
Well, they do have the new towel for $30.
That's right. They've got new stuff in the store for folks.
Then they have for $19 the deck a card and your little notepad thing.
And everybody needs a towel if you're going into outer space. Do not leave home without your towel. It's very
Buy
important.
Buy two.
Yeah.
One
You
for
never
the front,
know.
one
You
for the
never
back.
know when your friend is gonna, forget his towel, and you're gonna have to give your towel to somebody else.
Got the hot tub in your ship. You need the towel. And folks, thanks for hanging. Remember, we got a live cast going on here. Feel free to throw us questions or anything, comments. Otherwise, I tell you, it's still a packed show. Lots of videos. I'm about to show you the first footage we see in game of the Constellation multiplayer dogfighting. That's awesome. That we're all looking forward to.
It's
And
still in the works too. They had to redo the whole beginning part of it during the broadcast.
Yeah.
And we've got quite a lot of other footage, little teasers, little stuff going on here. So let me get this rolling.
Gamescom footage at the beginning. What happened? The guy had exited the ship on the blast.
Well, the cargo bay got hit where he was walking, and he got hit against the wall, and of course he gets sucked out. But there's also a collision system because the vehicle is moving and you're inside of the vehicle, so they have to keep the gravity and the motion consistent while you're moving inside of it at your own speed. It is complicated.
I have something to say about that.
What were you going to say, Arlene?
Well, if you notice in the beginning, there's this warning light in the command section, and there's nobody in the command section. Like the autopilot is flying.
He's walking
around.
right there.
Yeah, the other guy's like, "Where's the bridge?"
Just go to the
Right,
left.
they all kind of step away, and there's the warnings going, and no one's paying attention.
I
I don't know. I think that other guy looked like a ghost. The one that just kind of walked past the door. I don't think
Yeah,
he was really there.
Well, he's confused because they moved the toilet from the back of the ship to the front.
I gotta go.
I have two things to say when you're in space. One, you should always be wearing your spacesuit, especially when there's a warning light flashing.
And here we just saw that missile blast, and now he has the arm out in front of him. I expect that could also be getting readings from the Moby glass when we finally get a look at that. And now it goes into the split screen, and you'll be able to see what the different players are doing at once as they take control of the Constellation.
Online.
Here's my second pet peeve. You open a door that's vacuum to an atmosphere, and anybody in the other room is going to be sucked out if they don't have their suit on. They're going to be suffocated. Decompress the entire ship. Yeah, why do you need atmosphere in a cargo? You're going to go into battle, decompress it.
Well, they actually talked about that a little while back about your actual being able to have atmospheres inside your actual cargo containers that are different from your cargo holds. So
you could be carrying a live animal in a special container, but the cargo hold itself could be vacuum, and if it gets sucked out into space, the occupant, the baby, could be saved.
yeah, but because they talked about cargo hold, the cargo containers being destructible or taking damage and either leaking atmosphere or sucking atmosphere in. This game just astonishes me every time I start looking at it again. Or deeper, or the new things they bring out, all the different aspects, how in depth things go. I mean, just love it.
right now all the action's going on. Multiplayer, people all over the ship, guns firing all over, ships flying all over. Now, I remember the last time I saw someone successfully using so many people on one vehicle was way back the old Battlefield series. 1941, 1942, you all hop on the same tank together, we're all up in a bomber, and a lot of games since,
This is that.
not quite so great on the multiplayer aspect.
I had that on Unreal Tournament 3. Where you played this. I don't know if it was a mod or I think it was the original gameplay. But one of the game modes, you got like 3 nodes or something, and this huge battle station would open up in the middle of the map, and you go fight for it, and get it. And you get like 6 or 7 people all on it. Yeah, this is definitely better in spaces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You see the 2 turret systems going. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Star Wars when there were the 2 turrets.
And Chad Zamzow was saying, because they asked him about it, he was like, when they designed the first-person shooter part of the game, there are so many still modern-day equivalents that they can take to design from, but when they go with space combat, there hasn't really been out there. They're just kind of, feels like they're breaking new ground trying to create that and cover it.
What they needed to do was from the size of the pirate hornets that were coming in to see it from their point of view.
Yeah, that would have been pretty neat.
That would have been nice, too, to add that in.
But the thing is, warning signals going off, no one's at their station, and they fire a missile at you, and the ship doesn't do evasive. The other pirate should have said, fire all the missiles.
And just answering folks in the chat here, no, this is all Gamescom footage that we're bringing to you, all the stuff they were showing. There were people playing stuff like this live. I saw there were people doing some live racing at Gamescom as well. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of toys if you were there.
That looks really good, the racing.
It really does.
It's a little slow to me.
It looks a little slow.
Yeah.
Did you see towards the end how many times they kept on crashing?
Yeah.
That's one thing Chris Roberts said that they had done is they increased the speed in the Arena Commander.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going faster now.
My ship also got to increase the Aurora MR. I can shoot now without depleting my entire engine. My shields regen faster, stuff like that. It was so bad before, so bad. It's
the Hornet
much better
used
now.
to have that problem too.
Who did we have here 2 weeks ago that was going to go to Gamescom? Did they manage to come back into the channel? Hopefully they managed to come back and they could tell us.
I didn't see. I got a drop line with Brigant, who's guested on the show once and did that. He was supposed to be at Gamescom too. You gotta ask him how things were.
Yes.
But I think that's an important safety thing because we're getting into those notes coming up that yes, they increase the speed of the ships, and there's been a number of head-on collisions as there is.
I had 2 today.
So you have to watch out for that. Arena Commander 09, I kind of skipped a section here, but to go into the rest of these. Updated hangars, going to have more on the hangars next. Friend play through codes that you enter. So finally be able to get our friends into that, into a game. I like that. I like to get all our grievance members aim for a night and get us all dogfighting each other. Definitely.
Well, it's a co-op Vandal Swarm, so there's more Vandal Swarms, and we each take them.
Yeah. Let's see. Overdrive mode for maneuvering jets, which drains fuel faster, gives more thrust, helps at the higher speeds. Now, it drains fuel faster. I'm assuming that's still more a persistent universe mechanic. I guess I have yet to see what it's like in Arena
You haven't used your afterburner, the boost?
I've not been able. I've had a lot of work this week.
Oh. There's a boost bar underneath your throttle, or above your throttle. Well, on my ship, it's above the throttle. Whenever I hit afterburner or something like that, it uses that.
What they did was...
I don't know where it's at on my throttle here. I need one with more buttons.
On your UI. Wow.
Let's see. We should, and yeah, going back to the hangar part, the hangars are getting an upgrade, and they had a teaser video for that. I'll show you. They did mention that, they gave a hint that the hangar you choose may determine your starting place / planets in the persistent universe.
I
Depends
don't
on the
like that.
styles. I really think that if they're going to say, okay, you get to choose your hangar, these are the systems of your choice that you get to pick. Okay, Revel in York, which was the formerly the deluxe hangar, that might be at Terra, that may be at Earth because it's high posh and everything else. The it starts with a V. That's the asteroid hangar. The land,
They had
Flyland
initials. Yeah, I forget
or
what they're.
Orland. That's the old discount hangar, and the business hangar. I forgot the name of their company, but
Oh, Selfland was the old
yes,
discount.
right,
Oh yeah.
Selfland. But the business hangar, the former business hangar, that company,
Mhm.
and the Revel and York look really good. Major improvements. Even the Selfland looks good with the industrial and everything else. It just gives it that. Yes, this is much better. The asteroid hangar, um, that one looks like there's going to be rust. There's broken things in the. You can see broken screens and things like that. It's going to be cool
Yeah,
wherever they put it.
yeah, it's the Arrow View. The Arrow View hanger, it looks really good. I mean,
Yes.
I've got the deluxe one, or I had the deluxe one, but I think I may go with the Arrow View. That's
Yeah.
that's a really cool looking hanger. And there's nothing wrong with
Well,
the Selfland hanger. I like it better than I do the super posh one. That just
Mhm. Well, what
yeah, and
what
folks,
got me was that in the deluxe hangar, they have these. Well, consider my point of view. I've got 41 ships.
yeah. You
Okay,
need a
that
whole
thing's
asteroid system just
sure
for
you
your.
counted them all.
well. We have additional 5 more for Grievance itself. Once we get the hangar for there, that's three. That's 3 Gladius and 2 the Klaatu Al.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I like the Arrow View better too. The other ones are a little bit
Um,
too posh. So
yeah, they
Why
did
can't we
surprise me.
color
The
them?
Airview, the old business hangar, they darken that one, and if anything, right now we're seeing what was the old deluxe hangar, the Revlin York, now called. They certainly brighten that one up.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I mean that thing's like. I mean, and don't get me wrong, it looks really good. I mean, but it's just a little. I don't know. It's just a little too bright.
clean.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too
I
clean.
can, I can
I can
remember
see.
hearing parents say, "Why your house looks so much better in game? Why can't you do it up in your real world?"
Hmm.
I can see a lot of people liking the asteroid hangar or Southland just because they have that very worn, rugged look to them.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, you're flying in your Hornet Ghost, after a hard battle and going in there to this super clean, surgically clean environment, and you're like, man, now I got to go out and get the mop and scrub the floors.
I do this for work. Why would I want to do this for fun? I've
Well,
had my
So,
hands covered with poop. Come on.
just to add in, they did say that the hangars are all going to be an aesthetic choice. They can accommodate all craft, exception the Idris, though they said you'll have a interesting way of being able to get into that one.
Give me a
Ladder.
vacuum tube.
There you go. Um,
One of
and
those tubes
this
that comes down
is
over you.
all of this stuff's going to hit when version 0.9 goes live. Well, at first they said end of August. It's already it's
End of
getting late, so I
August.
haven't seen anything yet.
They mentioned Chris Roberts did mention in point 9 that they're going to be able to do some changes to the key bindings.
Good. Good.
Did say there would be a makeover and more functionality.
I'm getting actually better with the gamepad than the keyboard lately. So,
yeah, I've actually started using my Logitech keypad, and I've had a lot more success using that than the actual keyboard.
I like what Ansler saying in live chat, asteroid hangar equals either pirate hangar, or if you're not a pirate, bat hangar. There's the bat cave for our vigilantes. All right. Any comments on the hangar before we go into the racing?
No,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
have to get a new one.
I mean, if we choose now, like if they make us choose, is that the one we're going to be stuck with? Are they going to give us a chance to change it? And with the whole point of them, maybe being like if our Liz is up here because he has to be in an asteroid because he's got 400 ships. How do we get close to him?
The thing that they said a long time ago in one of the old um, goals was that there was supposed to be this special system that they were going to have. I think some of you remember that only the backers that got it could go into it. So this change, did they change this out? Are we stuck with maybe, we can't go there? I really think that if they say, this is a Revel in York hangar, these are the systems it can be in. This is an Arrow, this is where they can go. This is your self-land, this is where they go. And this allows you to see the map and say, well, where do I want to start? What do I want to do? Because if you want to play pirate and you're sitting on Terra, you got to go to work. You got to go halfway across the galaxy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I hope that's exactly how it works. Is you pick a system and then you see what hangars are available in that system.
Yeah. And I hope that you could at least color them. I mean, the white surgical Revel in York. I mean, yeah. I hope we can put muddy footprints down.
They mentioned even later on in here, around the verse or something, that there will be wear and tear on almost everything, on ships, on items you have, and how well you maintain it. I would not be surprised if we start seeing something like that in the hangars too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a Revel in York that looks like the Selfland after about 3 months?
Mine would.
We just let the rover go through in there, drive it around. Who needs the golf cart? I'll use the rover.
All right. I'm going to show
Empty beer cans.
Empty bear cans or beer cans?
Beer.
Let all these beers out. Bears out.
All right, so there was also big news, as we already kind of said, as far as, racing. That's what's coming to Arena Commander as well, one of the new modes. They said now is your chance to get your name written in the book of racing legends. We already saw some news off of that with the new M50 and its paint job. We just heard the news earlier tonight of the Mustang Omega variant that's also going to be racing. Okay, and I'm just going because Answer typed something. He's saying imagine less of a system restriction and maybe more of a planet restriction. Like Revel in York and Arrowview might be on Earth, Asteroid in the asteroid belt, and self-lands on the moons of Jupiter, etc.
Yeah, but we're talking the whole 100 systems out there, not just Earth.
Oh,
You got
I'm sure he's
Terra,
kind of
yeah.
applying it
Yeah.
out to the rest. Yeah. Okay, so here I was showing you again the new M50 Red, new cool picture they have of it, and they have a racing teaser that we can go into here.
That's still one of the coolest looking pics I've seen. I mean, that looks like they went out to the dadgum landing strip at the local airport, and took photos of it.
The landing gear looks a lot like one of the fighters that we have today.
Yeah. It kind of resembles the F-33 or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the Raptor F-22? No.
Yeah, 22, 33, 44, hike.
Yeah, it looks more like a Phantom to me.
Football
but, whatever.
season. Focus here. That's more of that tomorrow. All right. Not let too much time get away. We're going to show you that racing, that Murray Cup teaser here. Also, very awesome video footage to look at. Grab it here. And still got more to share with everyone even beyond this.
So much. There's just so much.
We need they're giving us so much, but we want more.
We always want more. I don't know, man. I don't think that looks too slow. I mean, that's just.
They might have slowed it down so that you could see it going from the spectator point of view.
I mean, I'm, cruising around in the Hornet and getting my, getting shot out of my Hornet. But I can go really fast.
If you watch the Gamescom and you watch Chris Roberts and everybody playing this race, you see it from their point of view, and it are going really fast.
Funny thing is, we're chatting. I think we're getting drowned out by the engines of the trailer right now. Seeing all these fast vehicles fly by in a 3D racing environment.
Yeah, I wonder if you're too fast and you get there before that little iris opens.
Too fast, too furious part.
I'm gonna hit the rings. It's just gonna happen.
I'm gonna hit you into the rings. That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah. No, nobody has to hit me. I'm gonna hit them right. Don't worry about Bear.
Can't you? Is it possible that you're going to be able to do this in Arena Commander 2 practice?
It's gonna be racing.
Well,
it's gonna be the next thing.
Yeah, well, and I imagine since they're trying to bring out a leaderboards and such for the dogfighting aspect, I imagine there'll be leaderboards for the racing aspect too. So a lot of folks are gonna treat that pretty seriously.
That might be the one thing they said that may delay the 0.9 patch. Is the leaderboard, because they want to make sure that's going to work and do what it needs to do.
Alright. So, I got a little news here from Around the Verse number 9, as well as some pictures, because this kind of led into it, as far as some of our Vanduels, the new Vanduel opponent that we've been seeing. Around the Verse number 9. Okay, so they did say Squadron 42 won't just be based off carriers. Sometimes you'll be launching from hangars, just like those that we're seeing right now. Ben Lesnick hinted that we will see magnetic mines and that they're being tested. And in the original Wing Commander, I think it was the Raptor, the heavy fighter. I remember that one you could drop mines behind you to help take care of opponents.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What movie is that from?
Huh?
What movie is that from? Galaxy Quest. There you
go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one shows you how bad the mines can get, though.
Can you have the mines in the racing game?
It's never use the blue shell when you're in front.
Gosh, so, and he was also, this was also talking about their Kythera AI, the Kythera AI they're developing. Because someone asked, will Banu, Xeon, and Vanduul AI behave differently? And he says yes, there will be different profiles depending on the race involved, such as Vanduul will have very aggressive AI.
That's just another aspect of the game that just blows me away, how they're actually going in and doing different scripts for the different NPCs, for the different races. Everybody's gonna treat you different based off your reputation and your, everything. This game's just blowing me away. And the fact that it's still free to play for the persistent world, I would pay.
Yeah. You're going to pay.
Well, I have. Yeah.
We've all paid.
It'd be like $30 a month. I'm still there.
Worth supporting this game. Hey, so I'm showing you now. We see the Vanduul Scythe, which was very one-sided with the blade on the one wing, and over on the other side, we see the Vanduul Glaive, which now has a blade on both wings.
See, now that's the one Memo wants.
Yeah. I think I got a better chance in those.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to shoot. I just run into people.
I do that too. If you pay attention to the commander with the way that they fly at you, and then they use that they decouple and then they turn and then they decouple back on and then they fly away. That's the way that they're flying in the Arena Commander.
It's an ugly ship.
Doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to kill you.
Yeah, someone here got a real close-up view the scene I'm showing right now. Close-up view on Wing Commander. Press X to respawn, and the ship's hanging right there.
Your
Yeah,
reputation is going to be important in the organization as well. So
Huh.
what you do, that's going to be part of the leaderboard and everything else.
I've had people doing a lot of the decoupling thing in the arena, and the not just the arena. The what's the one you call it? The rescue the core, I think it is.
Yeah.
Capture the core.
Capture the core. Man, that's been some fierce fighting in there because that's the one I've been doing the most here lately. I've been enjoying it. I've been getting smoked. Um,
I hate
Like-
spawning and then getting killed right away. It pisses me off.
or
It's been fun in there, though. Yeah.
yeah, I always seem to like end up with the core. I don't even know how it's like. You've got the core. I'm like, I don't want the core. So then I'm just screaming as fast as I can, and then somebody will shoot out half of my exhaust pipes or whatever, and I'm just sitting there going in circles, and I feel like I'm hanging onto my desk. Ah! So
It doesn't seem like much of a distance between the two goals until you grab that core. Then it's like forever to get over there.
yeah,
Does it slow you down?
I
No.
haven't seen it slow you down. Although
No,
it's
but
not like
there-
you can take a straight shot either because there's that flying
asteroids
piece
in
of
front
machinery
of
in front
yeah,
between the
there's
two
stuff all over
goals.
the place. But you can really tell a difference. Like you really want your faster ships to get the core, and they really have done a good job of having certain ships play different positions. As far as offense, defense, somebody running the ball, or oh wait, that's kind of football, but it's still the same principle, running the core. I mean, you get somebody in that 300 or 350 or 325, and man, they can move that core a whole lot faster than that poor guy that was in the Aurora that got it. He didn't last long.
We gotta love all this fun gameplay in this game, though. All this stuff to do when it's alpha, pre-alpha, still really.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right.
And the patches that they did. I mean, when we first started playing this thing in multiplayer, holy smokes, it was horrible. But the last couple nights I've played, I can't blame any of my deaths on lag anymore. It's all my fault pretty much.
I got, folks, another video that came out of GamesCon. We had a first-person shooter teaser trailer from the studio Redacted. Now, I'm wondering if they're still Redacted or if the studio named itself Redacted, because they've been around long enough and it's only Redacted.
I think that's their name.
Yeah.
I was starting to wonder, when are they going to release the name of this company? And then I'm like, oh, I guess maybe.
I didn't even know there was a word called redacted until I joined Star Citizen.
All right, let me give you all this 40-second teaser trailer, and you got to enjoy the sound on this thing also.
Ilphonic.
That's fair. Trying to be all sneaky. I can do it. The only difference is when I turn the corner, I go splat.
I don't like this video. I really don't. This is totally not what you do in the tactics. You're moving in the wrong position. You are running the. It's just wrong.
And you're splashing water so they can hear you.
Oh, you know what? Ansler's telling us the studio is Ilphonic.
Yeah,
So,
we'll keep it as redacted. We can say that word.
right
They
now,
want to redact the video.
that's okay. After this show, I got to find out where Ansler's connections are, because I got to get connected, or get him on the show. Get you a
Keep telling
camera.
him to,
Get
but
you
he
on
doesn't
Skype.
wanna- He doesn't want to get a camera yet. Doesn't have the funds, he says. But he's got a Constellation. He's got a Phoenix. Yeah, I don't have a camera. Calling
He's
you
got
out
a
right
hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's talk about stretch goals for a moment, because we've obviously GamesCon and the Constellations, we've hit them.
Quick.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Very
real quick.
So we got the future stretch goals. We've got the alien languages, and there are 50 and 51 million. We got the production schedule. Must have locked us something because we hit the 51 million. I didn't see what it was. It either had to have been the interactive map, I think, was in the lead.
Lactopedia.
Lactopedia, okay.
No, it was the map.
It was the map, didn't win. Okay. So we will have that to kind of plan things out. So 52 million. There's a jetpack, although they're calling it a manned maneuverability unit for EVA activities.
Sky Arrow.
Jetpack.
The Rocketeer.
And 53 million. A little confused with this one. Sounds like it's kind of a still like kind of a guide position, but deciding how to discourage bad behavior within the confines of the Star Citizen universe, while at the same time letting players have as much fun and freedom as possible. What we'd like to experiment with on launch is the Independent Arbitrators Guild, a staff position for taking care of certain player disputes without leaving our world. And it gives examples. Have you been wronged by your superiors? Has the member of your organization entrusted with watching the funds been watching them go into their own pocket? Think you don't have any recourse? You are wrong. So
Space Police.
You know, I think the most important part of all of that was staffed funded. What did it say? The most important part.
yeah, that
I
would be
just
a
like
staff position.
staff
A
position.
game
Yeah,
master.
it's staffed.
It's
I
a
mean-
game master. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's gonna be a paid position that somebody gets to do is deal with all the everybody else's problems all day long.
I'll do it right now because I would do it anyways.
And our progression to the 52 million BB-12 jetpack is only 105,000 away. So hurry up and buy your towels.
Yes. If we all just go buy a towel, two towels.
Oh boy.
We buy models will really fund it. But nope, avoiding that. All right, folks, just hang out with us a little longer here. Yep, the show's gone. Have to end soon. I'm just trying to catch up on some last bits of news here. Ben, thank you again for joining us. Remember, we're also on YouTube. We love your likes, your shares. For those of us watching on YouTube, we've got the live show every other Saturday. It's the August the 23rd today, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Grievance's Twitch channel. So, love to join you again next month for our next episode. All right. A few things they flew down. The only other note I specifically have from Gamescom is that Germany is basically all beer gardens. They said that.
It is not all beer
I
garden.
don't remember that, but I was a kid when I was over in Germany. I do remember Volksmarches, and all of them had a beer garden attached. Okay, freight is now read in volume units, so if a Freelancer DUR is fully loaded, it will have its maximum 148 units, and you won't go past that. However, weight and mass is still a different thing. If you're loaded with heavy gold, that's going to mess up your ship's handling more. We had a Sawbones ask about doing first-person shooter only, or as, say, a boarding party member of a ship. And Chris Roberts said there will be a lot to offer with your first-person shooter skills, from simulated and hangar games, as well as first-person shooter and planet-side areas, rather than just the flying, but he said you likely can't totally avoid flight. He also mentioned, a little further I thought was related, there will be brawling melee modes, because pulling a gun in the wrong place may get you killed by police. So hey, we get to go out and duke it out. And that helps to make parts of the game planets safe. But there's also going to be parts of planets and quests where you're in solo areas because, as he said, it breaks immersion if he's in the room with the main crime lord and everybody else is walking, just going in and out of the room also. Alrighty. Also, and this was important too, I thought, Vanduul Veronica hoped that a player could trade and interact with the Vanduul other than fighting. And Chris Roberts says definitely, there will be a chance to trade with the Vanduul. He also reminded folks that selling weapons to the Vanduul is illegal in the UEE.
He said weapons.
UEE. Yeah, and weapons, yeah.
But I can fill up 148 units of feathers and sell it. Something.
Also mentioned in there was that our organizations will be able to set up missions to our member and for others. You can publish missions to your guild mates and to anyone who wants to partake.
I really like that.
Yeah,
Like
that's going
that.
to be good.
Got guilds
They did
able to
that
do
from Star
that,
Wars.
players able to do that.
They did that in Star Wars with the bounty system. That was pretty cool. You just paid, however much, you named the person you want dead. It was pretty sweet. Until you were named. Yeah.
Right. And I think
Arthrodon wants to volunteer.
there we go. Oh, I remember this. This was a little older news, and yet I thought it wasn't worth passing up. They talked about they were whiteboxing on the Panther class escort carrier. Now, I believe that's the carrier that actually might be getting a name change, because they said an escort carrier was getting its name changed. But here's the big thing. They said it will be massive. It sounded like it would be that could even be larger than the Bengal, but they said it would be massive. But then they went right on to say they were grayboxing the escape pods. I don't think that's a great combo to put right next to each other.
I think that I would rather be in my own ship. Escape pods means, well, you're going to need escape pods in the frigate. You're going to have, there was a concept art of the Starfarer that listed some internal thing for a possible escape pod in the front. That was in the subscriber forums for the, which might be seen in a month or so.
I just don't want to have to know that I have to get up and run to an escape pod.
At
Well,
least
the
you have
time-
the eject button. I don't. I have to
Retaliator
stand
has
up.
I think even if the escape pod was right next to you, you'd be running to the escape pod when you need to get there.
Yeah,
The
but by the
Retaliator.
time you realize you need to get out, most of the time it's too late to get up out of your seat. Because have you seen how slow those chairs turn? I mean, you can't, you push the button.
Push the button. Night Angel knows about that.
You're like, come on.
And Arthrodon brings up a point. The escape pods for the Bengal might be the size as a freelancer for all we know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, now we're getting into Star Trek mode where the saucer detaches.
Uh,
I'm sorry, Leah. Please go ahead.
I think I've got one quote to kind of end this on. Disco Lando asked in 10 for the chairman if Chris Roberts had played other games with a persistent universe and how it affects Star Citizen design. Chris Roberts' answer was, I haven't really played any that have done what I'd like to do in terms of a persistent universe.
we
like
are
the sound
going
of
to
that.
be really impressed.
We're very disappointed. One of the two.
No, I think it's going to be good.
No, it couldn't happen.
It's going to be good. All the stuff they take from the fans, how well they treat us, and all these cool toys they bring to us that we just have not had in a game before. Really looking forward to it.
I wonder if the escape pods are going to be hornets. Like you jump into the thing, the slide down, and you get right into a hornet right away, and you take off.
I bailed out of the Hornet. You go right out in your suit, but it's quick.
Can you imagine?
Visor fogs up right away, but
It could be a beer can for all we know. To confuse the pirates. Oh, look, let's pick that up. We could drink that. Shoot the square one.
all right. Well, folks, it's been a great show. It was great sharing the news from Gamescom. A lot of stuff there to get us really excited. Thank you for joining us. All right. We'll see you in the verse, or more importantly, in about 2 weeks, our next show.
September 6th.
And see y'all
We
then.
all
PBR escape pods.